Hey friend, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Alex and I'm so happy you're here. So for today's video, I'm going to be recreating this look. So recently I was at CVS picking up a prescription and I noticed that A, CVS had PeriPera products, and B, they were all half off. So I may have bought a product or five. And one of the things that I picked up was this red lipstick. It's their Ink Velvet collection. I haven't swatched this one yet. I haven't tried it. But the minute I bought it, I was like, oh my God, I need to create a look with this. So in looking online, I found the look that I'm going to be recreating. And it's like very much like a cool eye kind of red lip situation. So I'm going to see if I can get close to it. So if you're excited to see me create this look, just keep on watching. So in the picture, her face is definitely more like matte, not as dewy. And recently I have been going for a more dewy finish. So we'll see how this turns out. So when I do matte looks, I do like to kind of fill in my pores just to make my face like look really smooth. So I'm going to be going in with this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And I'm just going to focus it on my T-zone. All right, now that that's in my T-zone, it's feeling nice and velvety. I love the way this feels on the skin. It's like so soft. I'm going to go in with foundation. I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Infallible foundation. This is definitely my most like matte foundation, and it's not even a matte foundation. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be, it doesn't say it on the bottle. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like satin finish. So I'm going to put it right on my brush, blend it in with the brush, and then I'm going to press it in with a damp sponge. So I'm going to do a pump and a half. We'll see how that looks. Now that that's all kind of like evenly distributed, I'm going to go ahead and press it into my face with this damp sponge. Okie dokie. I'm looking a little ghostly, but this foundation does oxidize, so hopefully it'll end up matching. Not count on it though. Another item that I picked up from PeriPera at CVS was their ink corrector. People rave about this. This is their peach ink corrector, which is supposed to help with your under eye circles. So I have tried peach correctors on and off, but I feel like my under eye circles are getting darker by the minute. So I'm going to be spending more time testing these just because I feel like I end up like caking concealer on just to cover the darkness, and then it creases really bad. So I'm going to put this kind of like under the eyes here. Just a little bit, just a dot, and blend it in with that same damp sponge before I go over top with concealer. That's beautiful. I love that. It like really works. And now hopefully I can get away with using a lot less concealer. I'm going to use one of my concealers that I feel like is probably the most like matte finish, I would say, and that's my Instant Age Rewind. And I'm just going to try to do a little bit less than I normally do just because I did use that corrector. So I don't know. We'll see how they layer. I just did a touch. Nothing crazy. I'm going to blend it in. Wow. I like the way those two layered. I don't know if you can hear my cat, but he's having a fit right now. Meowing up a storm. Okay, my face is definitely looking like matte-ish, or as matte as like I'm willing to go. And it looks nice. I like that. To set my under eyes and my T-zone, since this is a fairly matte look, I feel like I need to set more than I normally do. I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is in the shade 10 Fair Light. Normally I do use a more like brightening, illuminating setting powder, but again, this look is more matte, so I'm gonna go in with this. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on the lid, and then I think I'm gonna do it with my sponge like I've been doing, and just like dip my, this is a dry sponge, dip it in and kind of like bake under there. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna try it. I've never done it before actually like this with a loose powder, so we'll see how it turns out. All right, I'm gonna let that do its thing, and I think I'm just gonna take this on my T-zone and kind of do the same thing, and then I'll just kind of wipe off the excess with a brush. It doesn't look bad, definitely matte, but you know, I normally go for a more dewy finish, so This is definitely, I haven't seen myself looking this way in a minute since I've been doing my glowy makeup for like months now, but I don't hate it. I'm just gonna take this brush and kind of just swipe carefully away all the excess. That actually looks really pretty. Okay, cool. I'm gonna kind of do the rest of my face. So definitely,
I don't understand.
Okay. So definitely more of a cool tone. I don't know if it's bronzer or like a contour shade, but definitely more like of a chiseled look. I'm going to go in with this Milani bronzer. It's the Silky matte bronzer, and I have this shade 2 Sunkissed, which is more like of a cool tone. It's definitely my coolest tone bronzer, and I'm going to go in really carefully. She's definitely looking more like her skin tone for like her whole face, so I'm going to be careful. Just a little bit. All right, so I went in and kind of half contoured, half bronzed. So I applied this like kind of on the perimeter of my face and really lightly. Normally I definitely go a little bit more ham, but I'm trying to keep it kind of a little bit flatter. Am I starting to look like her? Hopefully. Okay. For highlight, it almost looks like she's got like the high points of her face, but definitely not so much her like, I don't really see a lot of highlight here. So I'm just going to be doing a little touch of highlighter before I go in with the smallest touch of blush. I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. blush because it's a very like, it takes a lot to build it up. So I can just get away with doing just a little bit. So I'm going to do it kind of like on my nose, kind of how she has it. And then a little bit here on the forehead, like in the center of the forehead. I'm also going to do a little bit on the Cupid's bow. So for blush, she definitely has like a pinky nudie blush. So I'm going to go in with my Milani brush in the shade Tea Rose. I'm really enjoying this actually. I used to only exclusively wear like coral blushes, but I'm loving the pinky ones these days. So just a little bit. And almost like a little far back, I think. Oh, that looks really pretty actually. I haven't worn a complexion like this matte in a long time, and actually I'm liking it. It looks really nice. Okay, so I feel like her nose is definitely like a little bit contoured. So I'm gonna contour my nose with the same exact bronzer that I just used. This brush has a very specific purpose. It's for whenever I use bronzer, either in my crease or for my nose. This is it. This is my bronzer small fluffy brush. Okay, so just a little bit of contour, nothing crazy. All right. Nose is contoured. All right, now that my complexion is done, at least for now, I can always add more stuff later. I'm going to go in and do my brows, and her brows are like super feathery. So I'm going to use a pencil to try to achieve that look. So I'm going to go in with my NYX pencil. So I'm going to kind of brush up my brows so I can give them that like feathery look. All right, brows are on. Let's move on to the eyes. So I'm going to be using my Naked 2 palette, such a throwback. And yeah, I love it. My husband got it for me for a gift. Man, I can't even remember how many years ago. Maybe like 5, 6 years ago. This palette, it's really my only like collection of like definitely cool tone shades. And based on the picture, she does have like very much of a cool tone eye. Can't really see into her crease because of the way she's like posing, but I'm just gonna go for like a cool tone, like slightly smoky, but not crazy smoky eye. So let's see how we get there. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna prime my eyelids really quick. Okay, I'm back. I had to go and get my eye primer. I'm gonna set them with that same setting powder I used for my face. Hopefully that makes it so that everything kind of stays where it's supposed to, and my eyeshadow will pop a little bit more without as much product. All right, so looking at the picture, as I said, I can't really see what's on her lid, but in her inner corner, it definitely looks like a little shimmery. So I kind of want to own that shimmery look and kind of bring the shimmer up into the onto the lid, and then just buff out the one like kind of matte cool shade. And I'm gonna start buffing the shade Tease, which is a matte kind of taupey shade, into my crease real well. All right, I think that's a good start. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye. All right, I think those are looking fairly equal. Before I do my lid and kind of my inner corner, I'm gonna buff this same shade kind of halfway down my lower lash line, just to see kind of how the full shape is gonna turn out. So for that, I'm just gonna take this like little smudger brush and smudge it, and I'm only gonna do like the very kind of tail end of my lower lash line, just to try to match the picture. Okay, that's both eyes. I'm gonna build up my outer corner there a little bit more. So I'm gonna take a smaller brush to do that. So I'm gonna take this one and just keep on blending and just add a little bit more darkness to that little outer V. Okay, I darkened it a little bit. I like that. I'm gonna go ahead and just use this fluffier brush and just kind of buff out the edges a little bit more. I feel like this one isn't as pointy. A little bit more work. Okay. That's looking good. I'm gonna move on to the more like shimmery shade that I think she has in her inner corner and then probably goes out into her lid. I'm gonna take this concealer brush. I like to use it to kind of pack on shimmer on my lid. And I'm gonna go in with the shade. Let me look at her eye. Okay, I think I'm gonna go in with Suspect, which is kind of like a goldy shade in the middle. And then I'm gonna go in with the shade Verve to do the inner corner and kind of a little bit down there. So I'm gonna take Suspect first. I don't wanna do a ton of shimmer just because it's hard to see if she has a lot of shimmer going on, so I just want like a little wash of it. So there's that shade, I like that, it's very subtle. Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna take this teeny little brush and I'm gonna do the highlight of the inner corner, and I'm gonna bring it kind of a little further into my lower lash line just because, I don't know, she seems to have it like that. Ooh, yeah, that's the one. I'm also gonna take that a little bit on the brow bone as well, but just a teensy bit. Okay, we're highlighted. Okay, now for the part that I'm dreading the most, and that's the eyeliner portion of this look. She definitely has some like black eyeliner both up top and a little bit in the lower lash line. So we'll see how this turns out. Historically not my forte, but we're gonna try anyway. This is definitely, this is by the way from Urban Decay, and it's definitely like very pigmented, very black. So I don't know, we'll see how it turns out. I'm actually loving this, dare I say. All right, I'm gonna do the red lip, then I'm gonna set my face, and then I'll do my mascara and set my brows. Okay, we're in for the star of the show now, which is this red lipstick. I haven't tried putting it on yet, so we'll see how it goes. So it looks like it comes in this dropper bottle. I feel like everything from PeriPera looks like it's in a little dropper bottle. Unsure why. It must be because of something, but anyway. I'm gonna carefully kind of put this on. It smells like medicine. Like this definitely smells like a medicine that I used to take in my childhood. Can't put my finger on it. Anyway, it's very like thin, but very pigmented. At least the other shades that I have tried are like that. So I'm gonna be really careful. I I like that. It's definitely a more orangey shade of red. And she's wearing a more like blue tone red, but I do like it. All right, let me set my face. I normally use a Catrice setting spray that's like super glowy, but I'm just gonna use this Milani Make It Last spray. This is definitely, I wouldn't say it's matte. It's just like, it's not dewy or matte. It's just somewhere in between. Okay, I'm gonna set my eyebrows really quick. I like brush them up more than I normally do for that feathery brow effect. And now I'm gonna put on mascara and I'll be right back. Okay, that's the final look. I really like it. I feel like I mean, not exactly the same, but I got pretty close, right? Let's see, let's try to pose like she does. I like that. I'm definitely going to be doing this again. Maybe for a future date night once dates are possible again, but I really like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me trying to replicate a picture I found online. I really like the way it turned out. I feel like I may not be the most creative person by myself, but I really like the idea of following a picture and just trying to see, you know, how it turns out. So yeah, I really like it. If you liked this video though, please do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, friend.